We're going to take a look at a beautiful Neil Young tune. This is, of course, One of These Days from 1992, Harvest Moon. And like a lot of his songs, it's in double drop D tuning. Unlike just about every other double drop D tuning song, it's not in the key of D or G, which most of them are. This one happens to be in the key of A. Now, what double drop D tuning does for you is it changes the color, the shading, let's say, of each chord. So now I play an A chord, and I hear a note that doesn't seem to blend with it. Yikes, there's a D in that chord. I go to F sharp minor that I would finger normally with a full bar, and it brings in a note that's not in it. I play a D chord, and now what it does, it lets me play a low D in the bass, but depending on how I finger it, I might get another unusual note in the D chord that makes it not just sound like a D chord, which would be that. I go to E minor, and I get another additional note to the chord. So we're going to go into the theory of what these chords are really called and their effect, I guess, or how you hear them. Again, the chord progression is very simple. 5 or 6 chords. Most of them are in the key. There are 2 that are not. We'll talk about that as well too. Fairly easy strumming. Now Neil plays this with his fingers, using his thumb to hit bass notes and then strumming lightly with the fingers, a little bit of almost guitar frailing technique, but using fingers for strumming and thumbs for bass notes. So we'll talk about that too, but it's not too complicated, really just a couple of easy, a little bit of strumming theory will be involved here. And really interesting song. The lyrics, I'm not going to sing this one. It's like way out of my range, and even if I do it an octave lower, it's too low. So, but I assume you're familiar with the song. If not, definitely listen to it. And you can find it all over YouTube and things like that. Kind of I don't want to say whimsical, but it's kind of a looking back with a little bit of sadness of how we let time goes by, and someday I'll get around to looking you up. But anyway, okay. Coming up, a lesson on Neil Young's One of These Days.